America First legal founder Stephen Miller joins us now. You know, Stephen, this is really descriptive writing from Newsy, and she kind of breaks it down into the way he sounds, stumbling, mashing sentences and points together and trying to almost get them all out at once. The way he looks, he was described as waxy, and then the insinuation he's had a lot of cosmetic work done, injectables, and that's why he varies from month to month. But most importantly, Stephen, what you and I should focus on, what the American people are concerned about, is the mind inside and behind those eyes, behind that skin, behind that face, and how compromised is the mind of the president.
Well, this is the greatest national security crisis that has ever afflicted the office of the presidency, and nothing even comes close. The man now occupying the Oval Office, the West Wing, the most premier office on earth that can, in a moment, start a nuclear war, a global conflict, a world war, is functionally, mentally gone. He has, whether you call it dementia, whether you call it senility in its most extreme form, whether you call it a case of severe brain disease, cognitive failure, mental incompetency, the man is non-functional. He is non-functional. I will say one more thing. Ever since his debate with Donald Trump, where Trump KO'd him in the first round, knocked him flat cold on his feet, whatever Biden had left, whatever was left in Biden's tank, is now completely depleted. He is shot, incoherent, and even when they need him to do a friendly media interview, he's not there. There's nothing behind the eyes. But I think to your point, it's the conspiracy. Who's running the country and who's been covering this up? One thing we know for sure is that Kamala Harris is at the beating heart of this conspiracy. As the vice president, she is the one who had the highest responsibility to alert the public and invoke the 25th Amendment. And in interview after interview for 4 years, she has lied about his mental state. She has a weekly lunch with him. She's at his side. She needs to be hauled in front of Congress immediately to answer questions. What did Kamala know?
Yes.
When did she know it? And why did she lie to us all?
Yes, and not just Kamala. I believe his family members, Dr. Jill Biden. This is a serious conspiracy perpetrated on the people of America over the competency, the capabilities of the leader of the free world. I was serious when I referenced Dave earlier, the movie, which was a comedy about pulling off a look-alike. The important point is because the real president was incapacitated, and we have a real president incapacitated, and the media has lied to us, and the politicians have lied to us for 4 years about his abilities. You've been inside a White House, Stephen. What do you make of the green light? What do you make of all of a sudden now the conspiracy is over? Now everyone is allowed to tell the truth.
It really is the most remarkable media moment in our lifetimes, because let's be very clear. The media was part of the conspiracy for 4 years. They covered it up, they lied, and every time Donald Trump or others pointed it out, they said it's fake, it's disinformation. We obviously saw just a few days ago this nonsense about cheap fakes. They were part of it, but that debate was such a soul-crushing moment for the ruling class and the establishment. They believed that just like the State of the Union, they could pump them full of drugs and get them like 30 minutes, sort of 35, 40 minutes, enough that they could lie to us again. And like I said, when Trump KO'd him right in the first round, and Biden was just a mumbling, bumbling, stumbling, incoherent, slack-jawed, glassy-eyed mess, that ended. And now everyone is saying the truth. But it doesn't matter because we still don't know who was behind the conspiracy, why they lied to us for so long, who is running the country today, and what the hell we're going to do when we have not only Joe Biden is incompetent, but Kamala Harris is part of the conspiracy.
Stephen Miller, always enlightening. Thanks so much for being with us tonight on Primetime.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.